Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So we have got another how-to video. This is going to be a bit more heavier. I know my last one was my matte foundation routine. I don't wear matte foundation that often unless I really feel like it, but otherwise I do prefer more of a dewy foundation. This time we're going to go full coverage. Now my last one was matte and it was a good bit of coverage. It was probably like a medium coverage. But this one we're going to go full coverage. I'm not using the most expensive products in the world, but I'm going to give you some options of products. That's basically what I do. If this is the first time you've ever watched this or any of my videos, I'm basically doing a how-to series and doing back to basics with like all range of products. So it will be starting off. So I've already done my natural skin, I've done my matte skin. This is gonna be full coverage, and I'm gonna do a dewy skin foundation. It's gonna be the last one, and it'd be like a medium coverage dewy skin. The idea is you can mix and match the elements of this. If you've got oily skin but want a dewy look, you can use some elements of products that I recommend from other ones and make it dewy, and you can just mix and match and do whatever you want according to your own face and what look you want it to be. That's the idea. A little bit about my skin. My skin is dry dehydrated, so it's mostly dehydrated, but it can get dry if I don't look after it. Today is a really good day to do this because, as you can see, I've got some spots all over, so we'll see how to cover all these. I don't know if it's hormonal, I don't know if it's stress, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm not just going mad. Probably going mad. So I already have my moisturizer on. I just use my Embryolisse Le Creme Concentrate because it is great for under makeup. And yeah, so I'm gonna go more on the kind of hydrating but full coverage kind of route. But I will give you some options like primers for oilier skin, foundations for oilier skin, different price range of foundations, concealers, and I've got 2 powders as well. I'm not going to go in depth with concealers or powder. I'm just going to give you a little bit of why I'm using it, and that's kind of it. Because I am going to do a whole separate video of my concealers and my powder separately. So yeah, you can stay tuned for all of those. And let's get on with this face. Okay, I've zoomed you guys in a little bit so you can see my face a bit better, and it's also gotten a little bit darker, so you can actually see all my blemishes that we're going to try and cover along here. Now, let's start with primer. So, as I've said, I'm going more moisturising with this. I am not super moisturising, not the most dewy look in the world, but I am going to be wearing this into work, so I'm going to be doing it the way I want my skin to look. Sorry, let me just... There we go. So yeah, let's go into the primer. So I have 3 here. Without knocking everything over, thank you. 3 primers. So if you've got oilier skin, I mostly do makeup on myself. My kit stuff is my kit stuff. That's separate, and I don't feel like pulling it all apart, just to show you guys. So I'm going to give you something that I use if I am feeling a little bit oily for whatever reason. This is the MAC Skin Base Primer. Great for an oilier skin. It has some silicone in it, so it kind of creates that barrier under your makeup to stop you from getting oily and shiny and the oil from coming through and ruining your makeup. It's not very heavy, it's not super drying on skin, so I can actually get away with it, so that's why I quite like that. Your other option then is if you're going full coverage, it is a heavier consistency, it's a heavier look of foundation, great in photographs, not what everyone wants in real life, but if you do like a full coverage in real life, a good thing to have is a pore filler. So if you find you get pores, I have some kind of pores around my nose here that I do notice sometimes, and I actually love this. I even use this along with other primers. It's just a stick, so it's just like that. It's great for travel. And I'll either take it on my fingers like that and pat it on, or literally if I'm not having a breakout, I'll literally go straight onto my skin and then clean it afterwards, and then press it in with my finger. I always kind of press it in just so it goes into the pores, fills the pores with this first, and not my makeup, so it doesn't look all weird. But today, the primer I'm going to use is a new one to my collection, but it's actually a current favourite of mine. I didn't put it in my favourites that I put up there recently, but it is one of my favourites, and it is the NYX Honey Dew Me Up kind of gel primer thing. It's weird. It does set a little bit, so it's great for like keeping the makeup on, but it's really nice. It just gives the skin a real nice feel and a real nice look underneath it. So this is what we're going to go for. I just apply my fingers. I'm one of these people that likes to apply my skincare and my primers with my fingers, so I know that they're really melting into my skin. Some people like to use a brush for these kinds of things. I don't. It's quite a goopy kind of consistency as well, which is weird. Like it's stringy when you're kind of taking it out, but on the skin it's beautiful. Okay, so I'm all primed and it feels beautiful and lovely. Now, onto foundation. So I have a few options. One, I'm going to use as the cheapest option, and it's great, and it's actually my current, like, something that I've been using a lot recently. And I'm going to use a sponge to apply, which I never do. But let's go into the ones I'm not going to use, but they're good options for this. So you've got the classic, the one that most people have probably used at some point in their life, the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. Medium to buildable full coverage, so you can wear it light or heavy depending on what way you want to wear it. Like you can wear it during the day, but you can build it up more full coverage for nighttime. It's a semi-matte finish, so it's more it doesn't get shiny, doesn't look shiny, but it still looks like skin, if that makes sense. It doesn't look super dry on the skin, and I love that foundation. So that's one option. Second option is heavier. So this is more of a fuller coverage. It's more of a full coverage that you would have to work a bit harder to sheer down. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. This is the replacement for the Pro Longwear that had the pump on it, that they got rid of. In case you're not aware, that's gone. That foundation is gone. The concealer is still going, which is all I care about, but the foundation is gone. And as far as I know, between these two, they're the two replacements. They're the two ones you should try in replacement if you do like MAC foundations and you want to stick with MAC. That's your two options. This is a full coverage, like I said. It does set the way the original Pro Longwear does. I would go in and get colour match for this whenever all this madness is all over. Just because the colours are lighter than you think they're going to be. So where I'm in NC 10 in this guy, it's perfect, like the most perfect match for me. I'm in NW 15 in this. I would never even touch an NW 15 in Studio Fix. But go in and get yourself colour match, or go in and get a sample or something like that. Preferably a colour match so you can actually see it change on your skin, because it does dry. It doesn't oxidize, but it does dry. So when it dries, it goes to its actual colour. So NW15 is my colour in this. I should probably try NC15 as well, just to see what it looks like. But I do like a bit of warmth out of this guy. So he's lovely. Like I said, more coverage. And then the one that I'm going to use today, which you might be a bit surprised about, it's actually from Primark. It is the Primark, well actually, there's two, sorry. I just have to show you both because I think they repackaged it. I haven't actually opened this one yet. I'm still using the one that I have, but I did buy a backup because I panicked. Not panicked about Corona. I just panicked because I thought they had gotten rid of it. So this is the My Perfect colour. It's the Velvet Finish foundation on this one, but it's the Glow foundation on this one. Both SPF 30, medium, full, customizable coverage, second skin effect. It is €6, guys. Look at that. It is €6. I'm in the shade Porcelain, which is a great match for me. Really good match, especially for something so cheap. It's hard to get your right colour in those. I'm going to use the one that says Velvet Finish on it because it's open. The other one's not, and I'm not opening one that I don't need to open. But yeah, it's a medium full coverage. I love it with a sponge, so I'm going to actually use a sponge I haven't actually used with. This is one I got from Glossybox. It's I think, pretty sure it's Glossybox's actual brand sponge. It's the squishiest sponge I've ever felt in my life, even more so than my actual beauty blender. I know this is dry, but even when this is wet, this is the squishiest sponge I've ever felt in my entire life. So we're going to try this guy out and see how it goes. So about that much I think should be fine, but we can always add more, and I am going to go in with concealer anyway, so I'm not too worried about how much product I'm using. So I'm just bouncing it on the skin. If you swipe it onto the skin, you will lose a bit of coverage, but you can see there already now it's covered mostly everything. Like I said, I'm not doing like this is a full coverage foundation. I'm doing the look of full coverage on my skin, so I could just use all medium coverage products to get me to full coverage, you know what I mean? So that's how we're working it. It's more the look at the end is what we're going for, not the products that we're using. What I will say that I like about this is it's great for the coverage. What I don't like about full coverage in general, not this foundation because it is just full coverage and that's just the way it is. I don't like how unskin-like my skin does look. As I've said in the natural video, which I'll have linked down below, or it's in a playlist, whichever way you prefer to watch them. I like seeing skin. I like seeing blemishes. I like seeing freckles, and I like seeing the texture of my skin as well. So it's It's hard then when you're going in with, say, trying to be natural, but you have a breakout like this, or you've got even more of a breakout than I do. I don't get big breakouts. This is as big as my breakouts usually get, and I'm a picker, so I don't help myself either. So I'm a pimple popper. So yeah, it can be hard to get the balance, but it's just a matter of, as I've said before, you don't necessarily have to go in with full coverage to cover everything. You can go in with a medium coverage or even a lighter coverage and just use concealer to cover it. So it just depends on yourself. But this, if I want a quick full coverage look, this is the way I've been doing it with this foundation, and I just think it works really well. So I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see. Now you can still see, you know what I mean, you can still see them, but my god, are they not as red as they were before. They were big boys. Just pop some lip balm on, so don't mind my lips right now, they look a bit weird. So we're going to move on to concealer. So I have two concealers, two options you can go for. If you want to, if you feel like this is enough for you and you just want something that's going to conceal, say, around your eyes, because although I bring a little bit of foundation up, I would definitely absolutely be using more concealer than that under my eyes. My under eyes are so dark and so purple, so I would recommend, if you just want something to cover but you don't want anything too heavy, the Maybelline Fit Me concealers are great. This is the shade 05, perfect match for me, love him. What I'm going to go in with, because we are going full coverage, and this is something that I haven't shown in videos yet, but I do have, it's the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo concealer. Oh my god, is this heavy duty? This is it's strong, and it dries very quickly, so I would do section by section on your face. I'm in the shade Fair Beige. I don't have another option. You can use the little pot concealers, great for full coverage, but I'm pretty sure I used one of them already, or if I didn't, I will probably, I don't know. But they're great, you can use those. What else? You can go less coverage, you can just go with an illuminator. It all depends on your own face. Look at your face after you have this much makeup on now. Look at yourself and be like, okay, now what do I need to cover? What is it that I want to cover? Do I want to cover my under eye circles? If no, then don't. If yes, then do. Why do my shoulders look tan? They're actually not tan. But if I said, okay, that's enough coverage for me there, so I'm just not going to cover it anymore, which I do sometimes. I'm not going to die. So this is, I'm assuming, like a cheap alternative to the Shape Tape from Tarte. One of them big applicators. And I'm going to do like that much under my eyes and blend. As I've said before, I'm going to use my fingers because that's the way I like to do it, but you can see how light it is. It's so beautiful. But it's a heavy, heavy foundation. You have to be prepared for it. You have to prep your skin accordingly, so that's why good moisturizer first. That's why I kind of use the primer, the honey primer, because it's more moisturizing for my skin anyway. If you're really dry under your eyes, a bit of an eye cream just to give yourself something to blend with. If you don't like a heavy coverage, don't go for this concealer, because that's all it is heavy coverage. But you can see how fabulous like airbrush my under eye looks now. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit more of this, and we're just going to, I don't like to dot on the actual blemish, if that makes sense, because I don't want to contaminate my wand. So I kind of do it in the area that the blemish is in. So like that, and we're going to pop that on like this. So I'm just going to tell you a few little plans that I have for the year. I'm going to be doing a makeup collection as soon as I finish organising. I'm still organising, guys. It's been a process. It's been actually really fun, to be fair. It's not been annoying. It's just I feel like that's all I've been doing. But I find it very relaxing, and I'm going to be a little bit sad, I will say, a little bit sad when I'm finished and don't have anything to organise. I'm also going to be, so I'm literally just going to take my camera down and aim it into all the drawers, and you can have a little look, have a little nosy in my drawers and see if there's anything interesting. Because I do have a lot of makeup. Not as much as most, but like I do have a lot of makeup. I'm not on, say, Shan XO's level, or like I don't have 3 large Alex drawers. I've got 1 large Alex drawer. But I do have a large Alex drawer and 2 small Alex drawers full of makeup. So, yeah. Yeah, it's just, that's one idea that I have that I want to do. What other ones am I planning? My Inglot collection, so my eyeshadow collection from Inglot, because they're all in like individual palettes, like they're single shadows, and It's something that I don't use as often now, but I used so much, and if I will say anything, that's what really helped me with makeup when I was learning. Because I had so many of them, and they were cheap enough, and I have a pro discount, so I could buy loads, and yeah, it was great. They have done me well over the years. I will forever have them. I need to reorganize them though. So again, reorganize. What other ideas have I got? My new series coming out. I'm excited for that. Now, we have this much on. Again, I'm going to zoom you in so you can have a little looky. It will set a little bit more, especially the concealer will set that little bit more. So don't worry too much about it looking heavy. It's going to look heavy to a point, like it's full coverage. What do you expect? It's what I expect when I see full coverage, that it is going to look heavy. So I have to just accept that fact. Let's move on to powder. So for powder, again, you can go light with powder. You can do translucent. If you don't want to add any more heaviness to your face, do a translucent powder. It's great. It works fab. It'll set your makeup without changing the colour, without adding any coverage, without adding anything to it. It'll just set your makeup and hold it and stop it from getting oily. What I'm going to do is do a full coverage powder, which I wouldn't normally do. I would actually go translucent, or I would do this guy, which is the Inglot Loose Powder. I love this powder so much. I have a backup already. This is number 12. I am running out soon. But it will just give you like the tiniest bit of coverage. It's a sheer to medium coverage, so it's a sheer coverage powder. Doesn't really add colour, but it does add coverage. So I mean, if you put it over a lighter foundation, it will, but this colour matches me fabulous. And it just gives a really nice smooth airbrush look to the skin. It's fab. What I am going to use, though, just for the sake of the video, I would use this more with, say, a lighter coverage foundation. So if I wanted, say, my natural foundation, sorry, I'm really itchy right here. If I wanted a natural coverage look, but with a bit more coverage to it. So if I wanted to, say, combine this video with my natural video, I would go with MAC Studio Fix Powder. It's a foundation in itself. So if you're very, very, very oily, go for this as your foundation. It'll give you a medium to full coverage. You just build it up. It's actually really nice. But it is a foundation. So bear that in mind. It's the Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation. Look at the box, look at it on the website, and tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not wrong. It's a foundation. But it's a medium to full coverage powder, and you do get a sponge underneath. I've gotten rid of mine because I don't use the sponges. But it will give you a medium to full coverage over whatever you use it with. So again, bear that in mind. So we're going to pop this guy on, the Studio Fix powder on. And I'm going to use my MAC 129, big powder brush. And I'm going to just press it in to the skin. And I'm setting everywhere, apart from under my eyes. I never set under my eyes. It just makeup doesn't sit, powder doesn't sit right there for me. And here we are zoomed in. You can kind of see there is not a freckle to be seen on my face. Well, actually, you can kind of see where my freckles are, but you can't really see the individual freckles. But you can see all here, we're all covered, concealed and covered. And yeah, it's full coverage, and it's heavy. It's just the way it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to set it with setting spray. The one I'm currently using right now, I do tend to go more moisturising with my setting spray, so anything hydrating, Max Fix Plus. It's not technically a setting spray. It's a like hydrating mist, but it keeps your makeup looking really fresh, but it doesn't necessarily help with the longevity of it, if that makes sense. I'm currently using the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. I love the Urban Decay Cooling Hydrating Setting Spray. I do like their all-nighter as well. I have a few I do quite enjoy, so yeah, I just kind of go between whatever. This one I'm using at the minute, so we're just going to set my face with this. Sorry, that was a tea break. Very important in the morning, otherwise Carla gets very cranky if she doesn't have her tea. I am going to finish off my face, do the rest of my makeup. It's a simple look, it's nothing revolutionary. You will see I'm putting one eyeshadow on, it's going to be a neutral colour, and I'm doing a red lip. I'm one of them today. And yeah, we'll pop that all on off camera, and then I'll come back at the end and give you my final bits of advice about this and my final thoughts on full coverage. Alrighty guys, so this is our finished look. This is my finished face. I told you it was gonna be not a dramatic look, because I don't have time and I couldn't be bothered right now. So I just popped on a red lip. The red lip that I use, if you're curious, is the LA Splash Presents Classic Horror. and it's the shade Howley. It's beautiful, it's red, it's gorgeous. On my eyes I just used my Juvia's Place Juice palette, and I literally used him, what's he called, Berry Mousse, that one there. I just use my Inglot liner, my waterline. I use my mascara as I've been using my mascara. I use on my cheeks my Warm Soul blusher from MAC. I use my highlight that I popped into my favourites there recently, so you can have a little look at that. I'll link it down below. And I use my brand new Fenty Beauty bronzer. What is it? Instant Warm Bronzer in the shade In the Sun. That one there. That's my contour, and that's pretty much all I have on my face. So yeah, this is it. As you can see, it's still full coverage, it's still set, it's not going to go anywhere on my face today now. This is on now until I take it off. This is not going to move. I won't have to top up my face at all. Maybe moisturize, but probably not with that concealer. I actually won't. My lip is the only thing that'll be topping up today, so that's all I'm bringing with me. Let me zoom you guys in and I'll show you how it all looks up close with more makeup on, like with other products on. So this is how we're looking. It does look really nice and looks great on camera, but it's just, to me, I feel like I have a lot of makeup on. I feel like I look like I've got a lot of makeup on, especially in real life, especially looking into my mirror. Whoa, I'm orange. Why am I so orange? Ooh, not supposed to be that orange. Okay, whatever. So yeah, it's not the most kind of ideal look for me, for my own personal preferences. I would go less coverage, more of a medium coverage, and cover as much as I felt like I needed to cover. So that's the way I would tend to do it. Next up, we've got the dewy skin, which I'm very excited about. We're going to do a very wet looking skin. It's going to be quite moisturized, quite glossy. If you're very oily, not ideal, but you can take elements from it. It's going to be all creams and everything like that, and I may use powder, but I might not use any powder, but I probably will because I always use powder. So we'll see. You can stay tuned for that, guy. If you did like this look or like this video and my how-to and my tips and tricks, give me a big thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments what you think, and would you wear a full coverage? So far out of all of the 3 that I've done, the matte, natural and full coverage now, what one would you wear? What one do you prefer? Would you combine them all together? Would you combine 1 or 2 together? What do you guys think? Are these helpful as well? You can let me know that as well. And yeah, you can hit subscribe to see more, to see my dewy skin that's coming up, and much more of like liners, brows, lips, cheeks, bronzers, contours, highlights, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do a how-to video on them all. And also my new series is coming up. I have a new series coming up. Woohoo! So yeah, I think that's everything. That's all I need to talk about. I think so. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to get ready for work because I've got 3 minutes to leave my house and I have to change. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye!